For this video, talk about the next upcoming Halo game, Halo Infinite. Let's begin. Hey guys, before this video starts, don't forget to like the video and subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Hello everyone on the internet and welcome to Nv. So instead of just our usual video about me just playing video games and stuff, I just thought why not I just make it a simple video and let's just talk about Halo Infinite. Because it is coming up soon, the reveal for it, and I am super excited for it. I'm actually really excited for it. Halo has been actually the original Halo on the original Xbox was my first ever first-person shooter I ever picked up, play, and beat it. Oh man, that last mission was just so difficult. Disclaimer. Everything that I'm about to talk about when it comes to Halo Infinite is something that either has already been talked about, theorized, or is definitely showing up in the game. The sources for my information is just mostly either Hidden Xperia or Halo Follower. So those are the two sources that I am coming from when it comes to this information and understanding of what I'm about to talk about or anything like that. And if anything that I say is true, then that's just a spoiler alert. But anyway, let's begin. But before we begin, don't forget to check out our Twitter, so that way you always stay up to date on mostly if I'm posting a video or not, but also don't forget about our Instagram if you want to see some awesome pictures of just what I've been up to and that kind of thing. As one of those funny little clips. But anyway, let's begin. So let's start off with right the back with what we know so far. For starters, with the most latest news is that we know that the Banish are actually coming to Halo Infinite. They will play a major role in the game. Specifically, they will be our Covenant enemy. Now, are we going to encounter the Flood? It is unknown, but for me, let's just put a pin in that because I have an idea about that. Now, one of the things I would like to state about with the Banish and stuff, I'm definitely thinking we're not going to see blisterbacks or those, anti-air infantries or anything like that. I think it's going to be more of the lines of mostly just normal Covenant vehicles such as the Banshee, Ghost, and Wraith, only they are Banished themed. But I can also see them giving a normal version of it also for multiplayer and Forge. As I wouldn't say as a rec pack, but as an optional skin. One of the things that I really don't want to see when it comes to this Banish is in the beginning we are fighting, the elites and stuff, and then halfway and they bring in brutes just from Halo Reach, in which halfway into the game you are fighting against brutes and less elites. Personally, I really don't want them to play that type of role. I want it to be more just a basic thing, it's all spread throughout, like Halo ODST. Next topic is obviously speaking of the Banish, where I would feel like we're not going to see Atriox actually. Instead, we're going to see just the Banish, and it's just the Banish themselves, but there's no actual leader per se. It is just, just the Banish on the Halo ring, because remember, Atriox and there just one ship came. His flagship is someplace else, which I am very curious actually to see how this will play. Is there going to be a crossover or something like that? And I am very curious to see where exactly they are going with this when it comes to the story of Halo Wars and Halo itself. Which brings me to my next topic. I theorize Halo Infinite isn't going to be the end of this, but rather we get the key to winning this fight, in a way. Because I feel like this isn't I don't feel like Cortana is going to play a big role in this fight. This is something between Chief and the Banish. This isn't really going to be something Cortana shows up with her Guardians and we're dealing against Prometheans. This isn't it. This is definitely more of just a Chief journey trying to find this item. I do not know what this item is or anything like that, but I feel like it is going to play a big role. Of course, there are some theories that it's Cortana 2 or something like that. Personally, I don't know. If anything, I feel like it's Mindikin bias. I know a lot of people have thought about Mindikin bias, him playing a contributive role, a big role, or anything like that, but to be honest, I really do strongly feel like Mindikin bias. That is what Chief is after, because Mindikin bias knows how to stop the logic preg. He can fix Cortana. Now you're probably wondering, how do these connect together? I believe that the key ship on Reach, because they have not dug that up yet, might play a big role in the book that's coming out in October. That is mostly a prequel to Halo Infinite. And I'm very curious to see how is that going to go. Now that we've talked about like what's it going to be like, let's mostly talk about the world itself of Halo Infinite. Now obviously we've seen a trailer on what it is all about, and how it's going to play out and stuff like that. Basically, Chief is on a ring, something out of like Halo 1. Personally, no complaints here. I am kind of curious. Is it going to be like something like Gears 5, in which we explore, do side quests, and we get upgrades and stuff? But also, one thing I just want to mention real quick. Like, you see these three things? Like, those are probably not going to be in Halo Infinite, but this will. That's all. And probably a chopper also, because why not? They're cool. So back to my thing that I was talking about was mostly exactly how the world's going to be. So basically, I would say it's definitely like, it's a big exploring thing. I would not be surprised if we finally get aquatic vehicles. That would be really cool, actually, if we could get some aquatic vehicles here to play and stuff like that. Because in the Mega Bloks kits, we saw a jet ski and this like boat with a turret, in which you can do a 2-in-1, in which you can turn a mongoose into a jet ski, and you could turn a warthog into a boat. And I'm really excited actually to see that, actually, because watercraft would be really cool to have actually in Halo. It's definitely one of those things like, how come we don't have watercraft, in Halo? So yeah, just having that is actually a really nice reassurance, and it is just really nice. So moving on to like another crazy, oh yeah, and there's probably gonna be a scarab, that's for sure. So moving on from all of that with the Halo gameplay and world, personally when it comes to like weapons and stuff, it's definitely a mixed feeling. Basically, I just really just want all the weapons to feel very powerful, very special. Like each one is just unique, and it's good. Like they're all balanced in a way, but at the same time they all feel equally powerful in a way when it comes to how you perform. Moving on to now, speaking of guns, I think it's time we go on to just customization actually. Please note that this closes out my thoughts for just how the gameplay is overall, and my thoughts and what I'm thinking is going to be in the game. Now, we know for a fact that the customization in Halo Infinite is going to be exactly like Halo Reach. But one of my major concerns is, how do we get the armor? Is it going to be what they did in Halo, the Master Chief Collection when Reach came out, in which it was like this dumb season pass, you had to level up to get a point, and with that point, you get an armor. But it's like a cycle line, so it's kind of stupid. Now, I heard a rumor that it is actually like a challenge, in which it's like, survive a multiplayer round to win a helmet, or perform 25 shotgun kills in a single match, something like around those lines when it comes to like a challenge. And with that challenge, you will get the armor piece you want. Seems simple enough. Some might be challenging, some rewarding, but I would say this would make a lot more sense, because it's like, if you really want to show off your armor, and you really want to impress other players, let's say you're walking on with this awesome chest piece, and of course everyone has seen it, it's like, wow, this guy had to do this and this to get this armor piece. Wow, he's incredible. He must be a skilled player. That's kind of how I'm viewing it when it comes to armor, and I would definitely say it's pretty awesome, because if you're looking for a specific piece of armor, it can easily be obtainable or difficult, depending on, the level of the challenge you must deal with. But I feel like they're nothing like crazy, like complete the Halo Infinite with on legendary difficulty without dying. I definitely feel like that's too much. It's definitely going to be something easy but challenging in a way. But definitely it's going to give you a really good reward for completing it. And not just for your Spartan for customization, and I definitely would say that would be a really cool idea to see, and it would be pretty awesome just to see it. Moving on to multiplayer. Now, multiplayer, you're gonna have your basic stuff, but Forge is something I really want to talk about. So on Halo 5 Forge, there was so much stuff you could do in it, and it would be awesome. Now, I know a lot of people really want, and I actually also want to see this, is we can add AI to it. We could make like our own firefight out of Halo Infinite's Forge. Like, we could make our own little firefight. Personally, I would say that would be just the most awesomest thing ever. I could build a fortress, and I could just have banished forces attack it constantly. And it's up to me and like Marines to protect it. That would be really cool, actually. And I can see it could be very basic way of how it could work, actually. So it'd work like, basically, the enemies spawn here through like a cave or something like that, like probably a spawn room, and you just program them to like go to point A to point B, and mostly it's just pre-made enemies. So if they see you, they will open fire on you. So yeah, it could be simple. Now I'm definitely not expecting like a stealth thing. It's more like as soon as you're in a near proximity, it's like enemy approaches, open fire, you know, that kind of thing. But it's simple and easy for like anyone to use. It's nothing complex or anything, and it would be really easy and fun. Another thing. Now about Forge World and everything like that. Personally, I'm just really excited for Forge in it. They definitely gotta make sure it comes with the game. They can't just make it as a DLC in the future because that ain't gonna slide. But I do have an idea for a future DLC. So this might break a lot of people's hearts, but hold on, hear me out. There is no flood in the beginning of Halo Infinite, specifically when it comes to the main story. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did something even cooler. We get a flood horror game DLC thing, in which a group of ODSTs go to like the library on the Halo ring, or they go to the Palace of Pain, if I recall correctly from Halo lore, because we're going on to like a specific installation of Halo. And with the Palace of Pain, you as a group of ODSTs must go inside the palace. And you need to find something, you know, something that's going to help out with the story or something like that. But essentially, the overarching thing is you go in, grab it, and leave. But you have to fight through hordes of flood in a very tight space. So basically, it's close quarters, it's deadly, anything could happen, that sort of thing, and I think it would be a great little story. I would say it would be a great thing for people to play. And as a bonus with that, we can use Flood AI in our Forge worlds now. So we can spawn them, position them, and it would be perfect. And would work as basic and simple. So yeah, actually, I think that's pretty much it, actually, on my thoughts for actually Halo Infinite. I really don't know exactly what to expect when it comes to Halo Infinite. To be honest, I kind of enjoyed actually making this video and just talking to you guys about my thoughts on Halo Infinite, what do I think Halo Infinite is going to be like, and I really hope some of this stuff actually comes true. And actually, before you say anything else, yes, I also would like playable elites. But yeah, I really hope it works really well. But anyway, that's actually it for this video. Looks like a new wave is approaching. Wish me luck. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this just small talk video. Let me know if you want to see more. But anyway, this is Nv Gaming signing off.